Enlarge your house, build an addition, spread out your home, and spare no expense. Soon you will be bursting at the seams. Your descendants will occupy other nations and resettle the ruined cities. That's Isaiah 54:2. And today we're going to talk about how that verse applies to those dreams that you have. Maybe dreams that you've had and had to lay down, or dreams you're still waiting on, but dreams just the same. Back in 2018, when Beneath the Fig Tree was flourishing, I had this big 30-inch by 40-inch canvas that I had painted the swirly icon for the Beneath the Fig Tree. And every time somebody joined the Figs Community Facebook group, I would write their name on a heart and add it to the tree like a leaf. It was a visual reminder to me of the women that I was serving. And on those days that I wasn't sure I was making a difference, or I just needed a little extra inspiration and encouragement, there would be my tree. It also served as a reminder for me to pray for them, or you, individually and by name. Then in late 2018, I was offered a full-time position, and it consumed way more of my time, energy, and attention than I really thought that it would. And so after about 4 months of that, I made the heart-wrenching decision to step away from Beneath the Fig Tree. I closed the website and the Facebook page. I let the domain expire. I wrote a farewell email letter to all the figs, and I said goodbye. It was so hard saying goodbye to a dream. But a year later, we started packing down our house and getting it ready for a remodel so that we could put it on the market and move closer to my work. And not knowing where we would live or how long it would take to find another home, or if God was ever going to shine on Fig Tree again, I made another tearful decision to throw away that 30 by 40 fig tree with all the names of all the figs that I'd spent 3 years in community with. It felt so final. I told myself I had to move on and let go. About a year after we sold our house, I sensed God say, go. It was time to go again. Time for Fig Tree to bloom again. Then he showed me how Fig Tree was like a plant that goes dormant in the winter. That even though it wasn't producing fruit and the leaves would turn brown and fall to the ground, it didn't die. It simply entered a period of inactivity to conserve energy until better growing conditions came back. He also showed me how he had tended to me in those 3 figless years, how he healed some broken places, he pruned some dead leaves, and he pollinated me in new areas so I could produce new fruit. And then spring came, as spring always does, with lots of sunshine and rain and the perfect growing conditions. And God said, go. Because we currently live in an RV at our state park, that's a whole other God story for another time. But anyway, the thought of replacing that tree never even crossed my mind. There's simply no room until. So a quick backstory here. If you don't know me personally or you haven't known me long, you may not know that I love to paint with acrylics and watercolors and even draw and sketch with colored pencils. But I love to be creative and I love to experiment with colors and shapes. It's probably my most favorite way to spend time with God. So having a studio is one of the things that I have missed since moving to the state park. There's just no room to be creative. But about a month ago, God arranged for me to have a studio downtown, just a couple of blocks from where I live. And actually, this is what you're seeing. Shortly after I started moving into the studio here, I realized I now had room for a new fig tree. And I was so excited and overwhelmed, I could not stop the tears. God is so good. When I went to the art supply store to buy the new 30 by 40 inch canvas, God told me to buy 2. And then he whispered, expand your tent pegs. He said that our community is going to be bursting at the seams and there will be too many of you to fit on one tree. So I turned the canvases on their sides and I stacked them up and I painted a 40 by 60 inch tree. I'm actually adding the hearts now. So if you're a part of the Fix Community Facebook group, you'll be seeing your name up there soon. I'll take pictures every now and then to show you when I've added people. And it's also how we welcome new people to the group. So look for that in the group. Okay, so back to the reason I told you this story. Well, reasons. First, I pray this encourages you that if you've ever had to walk away from a dream, from something you deeply loved, know that it may not be forever. But even if it is, God has something better. He always does. And the second reason is because it brings us to the focus for our Scripture Cultivations for this month. We're going to be cultivating verses that remind us that we can trust God with our dreams. And if you want to get those Scripture Cultivations, it'll be the list of scriptures for the month along with the cultivation descriptions or suggestions. Make sure you're on the Fix list. That's where I'll send those. So if you're not, I'll drop the link down below, and just quick and easy to sign up, and I'll get those sent over to you. As always, make sure to hit subscribe on the YouTube channel and click the little bell so you get a notification when new videos go out. The plan is to do these Scripture Cultivation videos every month. So lots of ways and suggestions and new tools and ideas for you to cultivate your devotional life. So I hope to see you in the Fix community, because it's a really great place to hang out, but it's also where we go through these Scripture Cultivations together. We share our aha moments with God, and we just have a really great community of people that are cultivating their devotional life together. So we'll see you soon.